Is this crypto miner one of the most profitable and best kept secrets of the mini ASIC community? Let's find out. What is going on, miners, and welcome back to the hobbyist miner community. Well, what in the world is this thing? Quick story. So multiple members of my mining community, and I have one of the best communities out there, I'm not gonna lie, they just rock. Several of those members have actually reached out to me over the last several months, and they've been hitting me up. You got to get one of these. You got to get one of these. Better yet, you have to solo mine with one of these. And I'm like, really? Come on. Well, I've started to look into it, and we decided to pull the trigger. This is the IPollo G1 Mini. The what? Looks kind of different than a traditional IPollo. I know, right? It's not new. This is nothing new to the crypto mining scene. It's been around for a while, but I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty badass. So this guy here is a Grin miner. A what? A what miner? A Grin miner. And you might be asking yourselves, well, you said profitability. What's the deal? Well, apparently, and we're gonna find out, and hopefully we don't destroy this best kept secret, apparently this is really good at solo mining Grin. And then you can use something like 2Miners to mine to, because 2Miners supports it, and get paid out in Bitcoin for your solo blocks that you hit on Grin. So today, we're gonna set this up and see how we do. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is like too nice of a box for a crypto miner. Oh my word. This is like, this reminds me of like an Apple product. I feel like I'm opening an Apple product. It's like clean and a slick look to it. And then look at this. Oh my gosh, it actually has a texture to it and all. I forget the name of that, but that's fancy. Crazy, look at that IPollo, man, going big on the box. Well, a box doesn't earn us any crypto, so let's open this up. Guys, this is really nice. Like, I have several other of the IPollos, and they're nothing like this. Like, the quality of this, like, this is really nice. Like, I am really impressed. So on the back side here, we have an Ethernet connection, which I wonder if it does have Ethernet. I haven't seen any of those antennas. Maybe it does built inside, maybe not, I'm not sure. We have an SD card slot if we needed it for any firmware updates, if we can't do it through the web GUI, an IP report button, a reset button, and then a fault and normal. This has a lot of features of a more traditional ASIC, so I'm really surprised. Power's down here that we can see there, and it looks like these screws here are actually just the easy way to unscrew it and open it up. And then the back I really like with the mesh. Like, they made the whole design with this mesh, but this is not cheap. This is not a cheap quality product, and I'm impressed, as I said. And I think I've said that way too many times already, but way to go, IPollo. This is a really nice product. Now, over here on the right-hand side, this adapter is different than the other IPollos as well. I'm used to having the V-series IPollos that are like those Ethereum or the Ethereum Classic now, the ETC hash miners, and they have those real big bricks that no one likes to use because they always get crazy hot and they seem almost dangerous. This is really nice. It's almost like they had two different designers that designed these, like two different groups. This is much, much nicer. I feel much more comfortable with this. I mean, granted, as a home crypto miner, I'm like, hey, where's my PCI cable so I can plug it into like a breakout board? But this is definitely, and we'll have to see on sound, but this is definitely something that I could see putting in a room, especially with this nice plug and stuff. I have to see how many watts it uses. I didn't look up online to see that quite yet, but this brick, totally different power adapter design that we have here. So, all right, let me get this thing hooked up. Let's get it configured and set up and see what we can do with it. All right, so we have this thing all set up and good to go. You can actually hear it. It's actually a lot louder than I expected. We're plugged in via Ethernet. Our power cord is plugged in. Let's check our brick. It is cold as can be. That's awesome, heck yeah. Now, we haven't started mining yet, so we'll definitely check that out as we get into it. But this thing's definitely a lot louder than I expected. You can feel there's an intake in the front on this side, and then all the air is blowing out the backside. It's not hot yet, probably because it hasn't started mining. It probably has some default settings in there for the stratum and also the miner, but right now it looks like we're only at 14 watts. But let's jump on the computer and take a look and get this thing configured to mine some Grin. All right, guys, so I'm going to try to talk a little bit louder. The fans are actually much louder than I expected. This is not something that you would put in a bedroom anywhere. We're definitely going to put this in my mining shed. It's not like a mid-size ASIC, but I would say it's somewhere between like a mid-size ASIC when it comes down to sound, and then also like a mini ASIC. I would put it right in the middle there. So here we have it, the IPollo G1 Mini, and it's only $299, which is crazy. I don't know. I feel like that's a steal right now if you're looking to nab up some crypto mining hardware. So let's take a look here. So I had to try to look up the pronunciation of the algorithm it uses, and if I'm butchering it, please tell me down below. I think it's Kukatu or Kukatu 32, which is for Grin. So the hash rate is 1.2 gigahash, and the power consumption is 120 plus or minus 10%. So we'll take a look once we get this unit up and running. So let's take a look at two sites that I think a lot of us have started using. The first one, many of you might not have started seeing yet, which is minetheasic.com. This one is a new one, and I've been really happy with it. It's very robust, and I've actually been chatting with the team over at Mine the ASIC quite a bit, so I recommend you check them out. So on their site here, there's actually some really cool features. You have right across the top profitability, home mining, payback time, and efficiency, so you can kind of sort things by it. So let's go ahead and find the G1 here. This is the G1 Mini, not the full size one. I would love, look at this, the G1 Mini. This one does 39 cents a day, but the G1 does $13 a day, even right now, which is nuts. So let's take a look at the G1 Mini. And here's the unit here on their site. It shows Grin. It shows profit per day, 39 cents. Let's see, shutdown price, 0.024. Best payback time right now, 51 months. So you're not breaking even on this right away, which is something to keep in mind. And you can see some of the breakdown here. So the income is 59 cents a day with electricity. It's only using 120 watts. Like, that's nothing. So 20 cents puts us down to 39 cents in profitability there. So, but we're going to have some fun with this. You're not looking to get rich on this. This is going to be a really fun experiment. And keep in mind, we're going to solo mine on this. So these numbers really get thrown out the window when you're solo mining, because not only are you like mining something like Grin, which you're spec mining, but then on top of that, you're solo mining, which means we don't get paid out unless we hit a block. So that's going to make it even more intensive when it comes down to the gamble. But hey, it's for science, right? And it's going to be a lot of fun here. So that's what it says on Mine the ASIC. If we jump over to a site you guys may be more friendly with, which is ASIC Miner Value, you can see here that, so let's go ahead, drop down, our electric rate's in. Okay, so this is saying we're at 52 cents per day, 35 cents for electric, so only 17 cents of profit per day. It does have some of the same metrics and details in here. It looks like if you go off of day one, it doesn't, I don't know why it says 17 cents, but if you come down here, it says 31 cents. I think Mine the ASIC's had some weird wonky issues recently. But anyways, that's the IPollo G1 Mini. So let's take a look at a few things, because I'm impressed. Look at this. This is the web interface for the IPollo. What happened, IPollo? Like, this is beautiful. It's very robust, very advanced, lots of details, lots of things we can change. I feel like the new IPollos, after seeing this unit, I'm like, man, the new IPollos are definitely not like this previous one. Now, totally different designers, it feels like. Totally different designers, feels like a totally different team. So we're in here now, and a lot of really cool stuff to look at. I'm hoping we don't see as many bugs. Now, the one thing I noticed, if you look at the top on the tab, this is using Open WRT. Like, really? Like, that's awesome. So a lot of really good information here. There's lots of tabs in here that we don't have on a traditional IPollo. So you have your pool configuration, and you have multiple pools. So, okay, cool, great. You have your network configuration. Doesn't look like it has wireless, so I'm bummed about that. I wish it did. You have a normal configuration, which gets into like your fans and lots of different triggers for your fans. So I'm happy about that. I'll take it, which is fantastic. You then have your CG miner, so that's the miner it's actually using. So this is like your status page, which you're used to seeing for traditional ASICs here. It has a bunch of information already filled in. So somebody's benefiting from this every time someone boots it up. There's a CG miner API log, which is great. You can change your password for the unit if you're interested. And then you even have more categories. So you have the status category, and look at this, guys. I don't think any of these are used, but like, here's the overview, and it's all built off of that open WRT. Like, this is really funny, like the way this is designed. Here's your firewall. Like, it's just like nuts to me. Like, it's like it was like a WRT like router, and then it was repurposed or something. I really don't know, but there's lots of really cool information in here, much more than I ever expected to see. But let's get back to the mining side of things. So here's our game plan. Here's our thought pattern. We're going to solo mine two miners. So straight off the bat, 2 miners you can mine to on any coin that you want to, that you have. And then if you put your Bitcoin address in the actual wallet address to be paid out in, you'll actually get paid out in Bitcoin, which is awesome. Which traditionally with these units, you put in like your worker name. It's usually your wallet address dot your worker name. And so where my thought is, and what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to solo mine Grin and then have my payouts in Bitcoin, because I have more faith in like Bitcoin than I do Grin. But if you guys are huge Grin fans, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll become one someday. We'll have to see. So on 2Miners website, you can come over here, go down to solo, and then you can scroll down to Grin. And now we can see here, there's 743 GPS on here right now for their total pool hash rate, which is only 140 miners, which is actually really, really impressive. 399 workers total, but look at that luck, 180%. So what we're going to do is we're going to do quick start on their site, and it's going to give us the server information that we need. So let me jump over to the IPollo page and we'll get this set up. Dang it, dang it, dang it. So 2 miners, why you got to mess up my plan here? So I thought that 2 miners did conversions for all their pools. Well, that's the case, except for solo mining. So if I scroll to the very bottom of this article, oh, who's that guy? I know that guy. So if you scroll to the very bottom, if you decide to mine solo, you can get the BTC payouts for ETC, Raven, and Ergo mining. Come on! So I messaged actually 2 miners on Twitter, and I was like, come on, like enable this for Grin, that'd be awesome. So what does that mean? That means that we need to set up a Grin core wallet. So I asked a few people in the community, 2 people that actually tonight that I talked to, New England Crypto and also D-Mining. So shout out to you guys. So I have to set up a Grin core wallet. So I'm going to do this on my server, on my VMs. I'm going to turn up a new VM, set that up, and we're going to set up our core wallet with Grin here. I guess it's called Grin++. I'll put a link directly down below if you guys need it. So let me get that all set up, and then we'll start solo mining. All right, so we are up in solo mining Grin. So you can see here we're at 1.27. Our RPM speed, our fan speeds are at 5100. Temperature is actually 68.7. It's 75 in here, so it's actually getting a little bit warm. 0 rejected, which is great. Pool configuration is set up. Grin 32. It has this Grin 31 option. I'm not familiar, and I apologize for any huge Grin fans. I'm not familiar. We have us-solo-grin.2miners.com:4040. Our wallet address, as well as I just have hobbyist G1, and then a pool password. You can just kind of put one in for your rig. Pretty traditional there. So we're set up. We're good to go. Let's look behind me and check what our watts are. All right, so our watts actually bounce between about 91 up to 100, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So to give you guys an idea, it's a lot less actually than what we originally looked at, which was about 120 watts. It's down significantly. I always recommend that you guys use a voltage meter to test everything. My voltage meter does up to 1800 watts, which is pretty traditional. So just be careful. If you guys are looking for one, I'll put a pin comment down below, as well as in the description if you guys are interested. This is the kilowatt meter, and it does awesome. So where do we go from here? So we're going to test this out. We're just going to mine Grin directly with solo mining though. We're going to give it some time, see how we do. And then if we hit a block, we'll go ahead and convert it over to BTC, use something like TradeOgre or Simple Swap or other sites like that to swap it over. But let's give it a little while. You know, there's been a lot of ranting and raving about these Grin miners and how profitable they are, specifically on solo mining. So we're going to put it to the test and we'll see what happens. If you guys need links to anything I talked about today, the unit, the miner, anything, check down below. Take a look. You'll see it in the description of today's video. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it one of these. And finally, don't forget to subscribe. Take care. Over the last 12 months, I've been working with a handful of designers on a special project, and I'm excited to announce that that project is now live. Let me introduce you to a new apparel web store, hobbyistminers.store, hardware merch for enthusiasts just like you and I. Working with a few designers, we decided to launch the store with 17 unique NVIDIA Founders Edition graphics card designs. These designs are all custom made, unique, and one of a kind. What's your favorite Founders Edition? Was it the GTX 1080 Ti, or maybe the RTX 2080? We can't forget about the RTX 3060 Ti, or how about everyone's favorite, the RTX 3070? So what's different about hobbyistminers.store? Well, every 3 months, these designs will be decommissioned and gone forever, making them a limited time run. But no fear, every 3 months, brand new designs will be released of your favorite graphics cards. To give you an idea, hobbyistminers.store has 68 designs in reserve to be released over the next 12 months. Go check out hobbyistminers.store today and their winter collection. Only for sale until March 31st. Then they're gone. But no fear, the spring collection is standing by. Go check it out, www.hobbyistminers.store.